Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to deal with Chlorophyceae. Chlorophyceae, you already heard in the last class. It is one of the classes of algae. Algae includes different classes such as Chlorophyceae, Phaeophyceae, and Rhodophyceae. Now we are going to deal with class Chlorophyceae. The Chlorophyceae is the largest group of algae and also it is a heterogeneous group. That means it consists of different types of algal types, or it consists of different types of algae. And it is the group with the largest number of algal species. And the name itself, what is called Chlorophyceae, the name itself is due to the presence of green colored pigment. So the name Chlorophyceae. Now we can go through different salient features of this Chlorophyceae. We already deal with the salient features of algae. Now we are again going about the different features of Chlorophyceae. First one, you already know that Chlorophyceae has green colored pigment, chlorophyll A, P, alpha, beta, etc. Different types of green colored pigment, and also it has carotene, xanthophyll, etc. Another feature is that, so first one is the chlorophyll pigment. We deal with pigment. Second one is it has it is eukaryotic organism. What is eukaryotic organism? Organism with the true cells, that is membrane bound organelles are present. Then about its cell wall is made up of, it is cellulosic cell wall is another feature. And another feature is that the reserve food material is starch. Like that of higher plants, the reserve food material is starch. These are the main difference. Then another one is if the reproductive structures is there and reproductive gametes, maybe if it is motile, it has flagella. Reproductive organs, reproductive structures is with the motile flagella. So these are the main characteristics of Chlorophyceae. The details already we deal in the previous classes. Okay, these are the salient features. Okay students, we can have a look on occurrence of this Chlorophyceae group. That is, the species of algae which belongs to Chlorophyceae occurs in different habitats. That is free living types, epizoic. What is epizoic? Which means, zoic means animal related, epizoic means algae which live on the surface of the animals. Then endozoic type. Then another one is epiphytic type. Epiphytic type means which lives on the plant surface. Then endophytic type, lentic or lotic, that is at the bottom of the water or in the shallow water. Then marine or freshwater parasitic form. And when we look into this free living forms, it may be different types. That is example Chlorella, Chlamydomonas. They are a free living type. Then coming to the epizoic type. Epizoic type which belongs to Cariaceum species. Then endozoic types within the example Chlorella which lives within the body of Hydra. Chlorella which lives within the body of Hydra, which is an example for endozoic. Then comes the epiphytic. Epiphytic means which is seen on the surface of the plant body. And another one is epiphyte. Then comes the endophyte. Endophyte means which lives within the body of plants, and lentic and lotic type, and different species of plant and species of algae which lives We can already know that when we go into the seashore, we can find out that some of the green colored network of plants which comes along with the shallow water, they are belongs to the algae, which we can see that it is green in colored. Leaf-like structures are also there. So some of them may live in shallow water and some may in the deep water. Then marine forms are also there. Marine forms, then example is acetabularia. Marine forms are acetabularia. Then Chlorella are there. Then freshwater forms are there. Then freshwater forms, the best example we can say it as a Chlorella, Spirogera, etc. Freshwater forms. Then parasitic forms, they are the Cephalurus. Cephalurus is a parasitic forms. And the different types of algae are there which lives on the which may lives free living, or which lives on the surface of the plants or on the surface of the animals. Okay, students. First of all, we classify on chlorophysia based on the occurrence. Then about thallus organization. How the algae are classified on the basis of thallus organization also I teach in the previous classes through PowerPoint presentations. And in chlorophysia also there are different types of thallus organization was there. They are, one is unicellular type. Unicellular types we can say examples are Chlamydomonas. Unicellular means with a single cell. There is only a single representation of cell in that organism. Example Chlamydomonas. Then also colonial forms are there. Colonial forms means more than one cells which lives together. Single cells which aggregates together by means of a certain functional rearrangement. For example, colonial forms we can say the example as colonial forms as volvox. Volvox is a colonial form. Then about the siphonaceous thallus, that is the thallus which is arranged as a siphon-like structure. Siphon-like structure means like a pipe. That means our inner side there is a hollow space is there. So one siphon which are connected to another siphon like that. Each one cell connected to another cell. So siphon-like arrangement is seen, and such groups are called siphonaceous type. An example is Chlorella. Last one is the multicellular forms. Multicellular forms I have already taught that it may be of multicellular single filaments, that is Pyrogera, and also those with the branched filament. Branched filament, that is we can say it as Cladophora. There is branched filaments are there, multicellular forms are there. Then another one is that we can see that there is some species, but that we know that there is a branch which is seen as a multicellular forms, coleochaete. Which is seen as a multicellular discoid thallus. That means each cell is divided here. Multicellular structures are there, which is seen as a branch, or it is seen as a thallus which is flat in structure. Such arrangements are also seen. That is coleochaete belongs to the flattened thallus structures are noticed. That all we deal with previously. Okay, then about the reproduction. Reproduction also we deal with in detail, but we have to find out that what are the reproductive methods in chlorophysia. We studied the reproduction in algae as such. So you have to identify that reproduction. There is vegetative reproduction, asexual reproduction, and sexual reproduction is there. Of this vegetative reproduction, students, what are the different types of vegetative reproduction we studied? There is fragmentation, fission, amylum stars, protonema, bulbils, acanite. These different types of vegetative reproduction is also noted in chlorophysia. and also the different asexual reproductive methods are Pamela stage, aplanospause, hypnospause and autospause. When we deal with the sexual reproduction in Chlorophyceae, isogamy, anisogamy and oogamy. These all detailed, you go through the previous slide and identify it. But you have to know that these are the different types of reproduction which is noticed in Chlorophyceae species. First type for the class Chlorophyceae is Chlorella. So here the classification, it is Chlorella which belongs to the class Chlorophyceae. It belongs to the order Chlorococcales and it belongs to the family Chlorellaceae, and these are the taxonomic classification of algae. As you are the main students of botany, you have to know or you have to study this classification also. So, class Chlorophyceae, order Chlorococcales and family Chlorellaceae. So, Chlorella is the first type we have to study, and it is with a simple life cycle. And first of all, you have to study different species of Chlorella as Chlorella vulgaris, Chlorella glomerulata, Chlorella conductrix and Chlorella parasitica. You have to study one or two species name and maybe asked in 1 mark or 2 mark questions the species name of Chlorella. And of this, Chlorella vulgaris and Chlorella variegata, another species of Chlorella, and these are the common species. Another species, what is Chlorella variegata and Chlorella vulgaris, are two freshwater forms of Chlorella. So that may be also asked in 1 mark type questions. What are the two freshwater forms of, name two freshwater species of Chlorella, which are they? Chlorella variegata and Chlorella vulgaris. And another one is that some of the species may live in association with hydra or another species of plants, hydra or paramecia. Chlorella itching is a common. This is Chlorella itching, which is a common phycobiont. Which is a common phycobiont of lichens. What is lichen? Lichen is an association of algae and fungi. So the algae and fungi got associated. Which association is noticed? Symbiotic association is noticed, and such association also this Chlorella includes. So you have to know that what is lichen. It is a symbiotic association between algae and fungi. Chlorella itching, we can identify it is as a phycobiont. Phycobiont means it is an algal partner. The term we can call the phycobiont, and the fungal partner we call it as mycobiont. So lichens, the phycobiont part, one of the example is Chlorella itching. Okay. Then about the thallus structure of Chlorella. Chlorella is seen as Chlorella is a unicellular structure that is made up of only single cell. It is small. Another feature is it is non-motile. Non-motile means it has no locomotive organs. Another one is that it is unicellular, small, non-motile structure. All these characters we can identify from its morphology. When we go into the anatomy of structure, we can find out that it is with a cup-shaped chloroplast. It is with the cup-shaped chloroplast, and within the cup-shaped, what we can see the nucleus. We can see the nucleus. Nucleus is seen, and also it is with the cytoplasm is seen around this structure. Cytoplasm can be seen. So this is the cup-shaped chloroplast we can notice, and also there will be a presence of certain times there will be the presence of vacuole is noticed. And also it is with the outer cell wall. We already know that cell wall is made up of cellulose. Cellulosic cell wall is there, and it has with a single pyrenodes is there. Single pyrenode is there. These are the internal structure of this chlorella. Since this chlorella is a eukaryote, we can notice the membrane bound organelles also. Membrane bound organelles also inside the cell. Different membrane bound organelles such as endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, and also the nucleus also we can see that it will be a special structured as I draw here, that is membrane bound nucleus is noticed. So these are the thallus structure. Morphologically we can notice it is a unicellular, and when we look into the outside we can see that it is an elliptical or circular or round structure with the unicells, small, non-motile, that is no flagella is there. It has a membrane bound organelles, it has vacuole, it has nucleus, it has a cup-shaped chloroplast, and it has a cell wall with a cellulosic structure, and in the matrix of the chloroplast we can notice single pyrenode. Another specialty is that the chloroplast, which is cup-shaped chloroplast, the granules to capture the light is seen in the periphery of the cup-shaped chloroplast. Why? Because the presence of these pigments on the peripheral side can increase or enhance the rate of absorption of sunlight. So the coloring pigment is seen in the periphery of the cup-shaped chloroplast. Okay. Then about the reproduction. In reproduction of chlorella, different reproductive methods we have studied, but in chlorella the asexual method is only noticed. Now sexual method of reproduction is noticed. Of the asexual method, the only noticed asexual method is autospose. Then what is autospose? That is spores which formed inside the chlorella cell. Here the whole cytoplasm, whole mass of chlorella may divide into 2, maybe into 4, or maybe into 8, or sometimes to 16 celled or groups, or into 16 autospores. So 2 to 4 to 6 to 8 to 16 different autospores may be produced within the single chlorella cells. And so here once again I say that sexual reproduction is absent. Okay. So now we are going to deal with the economic importance of this chlorella. First one is the chlorella is used as an experimental material. Okay students, we all know that the chlorella experiment is there to identify the release of oxygen during photosynthesis. So this chlorella is used as an experimental material, and also this chlorella is with a highly nutritive value. High nutritive value means it has 50% of protein, and also it has 20% of fat, 20% of carbohydrate. In addition to that, it has minerals and vitamins. Because of this high nutritive value, it is used as a single cell protein. It is used as a single cell protein source of food. Another economic importance is it is a ready source of oxygen. It is a ready source of oxygen means it can release oxygen. So chlorella is taken in spacecrafts for releasing oxygen. And also it can used as a food and also used as to release oxygen. Another importance is that it is used in sewage disposal plant. Why? Because in sewage disposal plant there is a large amount of carbon dioxide is there, and this chlorella as a single cell can utilize that carbon dioxide and produce what they can produce. They can release oxygen into the sewage plant and thus can change the